Yeah, thanks very much for the introduction, Annabelle. I am going to be talking to you about agriculture and what that kind of means for me, and a little bit about how people can get into it and what day to day looks like. I've had a slight introduction from Annabelle, and but I thought I'd tell you a little bit more about me and yeah, why I should be the person talking to you about it. So I know I look a lot younger, but I'm actually 32 now, as of 8 days ago. So that's not true. I am a new entrant, so none of my family are from farming previously. I've been following my farming career for about 6.5 years now. I am a land industry champion, studied agriculture with SRUC and as awarded my HNC. I completed the Rural Leadership Programme last year, so I'm now a rural leader, which I'm very proud of. The Alba Awards, which was introduced earlier, I was runner-up for Learner of the Year, exceptionally proud. I'm an ambassador for the Scottish Land Matching Service, and most recently secured 2 roles as farm manager over 2 separate farms, encompassing about 600 acres. Also secured my first tenancy, which gives me 20 acres of my own land for 5 years, which is very exciting. Recently married this year, and I've got a baby on the way, which will arrive in about 4 weeks. Lots happening. So Annabelle prepared us very well for this and asked us a few questions, and I thought that'd be a really good way to kind of structure my presentation and make sure I cover everything that people listening would probably want to know. Why I consider agriculture? So it amalgamates a lot of what my colleagues have been talking about in all the other industries. Agriculture holdings cover 6.2 million hectares, which is about 80% of the Scottish landmass. And for those who don't really know how much a hectare or an acre is, it's about 6.5 million football pitches. So a little bit of ground. It takes a long time to mow all the grass. Every day is very different. I think when people talk about agriculture, you think of a farmer with his wellies on and looking after his sheep or his cattle or harvesting some wheat, but actually there's a lot more to it. Just here at Carbeth Home Farm, we've got over 100 acres of woodland, 2 miles of the Endrick River, about just over 200 acres of permanent pasture. So there's a lot to do. Every day is very, very different. We have school visits. I get asked to do career events, which is fantastic. We do our own accounts, maintenance of equipment and infrastructure. I could be on the tractor one day, I could be on the quad bike the next, moving sheep, in doing the admin, lots of paperwork in farming to make sure we're doing the right thing. Great social life, fantastic social life. There's 500,000 people employed over the UK in farming, so as much as it's a very rural, you seem to be on your own, there's people everywhere that you can be very friendly with. Why I consider agriculture for those who are coming into it, I think the average age at the moment is 59 of a farmer. So there's a big need for an influx of young people coming in or new skills, transferable skills. Environment and climate change is a big conversation at the moment. And as I said, if 80% of the land mass is directly linked to agriculture and you want to influence your contribution to that or how we affect change, agriculture is very, very important. Opportunities to get into farming and agriculture. As I said before, I completed my HNC at SRUC, so there's multiple agricultural colleges across the country that will help you in different aspects of getting into management or livestock management if you want to start from the ground up, or you have previous experience and want to go into larger estate farming, then you can pick and choose which qualification is right for you and the experience you have. After completing my HNC, as I said, I worked with Lantra to do a modern apprenticeship here at Carbeth. And again, Lantra have a multitude of entry-level qualifications that will help you from individual skills to the full modern apprenticeship that you do on farm. and a really great way for anybody who wants to start out. Volunteering, farmers love free labour, especially during lambing time and calving, so it's a great opportunity for you to get to know your local farmers and see if there's anything that you can do to help to start experience. Social media is very powerful, and that's how Dave Tucker, who's my mentor and the farm owner here at Carbeth, met, is actually through Twitter. And I've had an opportunity to meet lots of different people all up and down the country that you wouldn't normally have time or the ability to go and visit through social media, so I'm a big advocate for that. The Scottish Land Matching Service, so anybody who is already on their journey of trying to get into agriculture and find some land, it is very difficult at the moment. Land prices are very high. The Land Matching Service is a free service to try and link farmers and landowners who need people to help them develop the land, or the aging population of farmers need input from others who are keen and enthusiastic, and the Land Matching Service is a way of doing that. NFU, the Farming Union, have great information. SRUC, NSA isn't some sort of secret service, that's the National Sheep Association that we're members of here, and again, lots and lots of information to help people pick and choose, even just down to the breed that they think is right for the ground that they might have. Annabelle asked us, what skills do you need to get into agriculture, and what farmers and employees would be looking for? Prior to being in farming, I actually worked for Sky TV, I've worked in recruitment, I've worked in financial services and hospitality, and I think general life experience, learning to be able to communicate is imperative in agriculture. You have to deal with contractors and lots of different people, so being able to do that is very important. So I asked Day and I asked my other employees, what is it you'd be looking for if God forbid you wanted to replace me? And they said, you know, transferable skills, as I've discussed, is really important. The use of technology and computers would be ideal. Attention to detail is very important. Being able to diversify from being out working with sheep one moment and coming inside and working on computers, and then jumping in the tractor, and being able to move from role to role is very important. Enthusiasm, being punctual, just being able to communicate and have initiative, all things that would be very important. Again, aren't pigeonholed just to agriculture, and a lot of things that people can bring in from out with. Then we'll ask, what subjects do I think that would be key for people to study at school if they're thinking, yes, I want to follow a career in agriculture, what should I study? My list was huge and I had a whole new presentation, but I tried to narrow that down to geography is very important. I remember studying geography at school, and you learn about the different types of ground and land and soil morphology, weather patterns, all very important to understand. Biology, whether you're a livestock farmer, and understanding of how a sheep works is very important. Maths, because hopefully you might make a little bit of money, and understanding accounts, and you're buying things from lots of different suppliers, so understanding the ins and outs is important. Technology is growing exponentially within all industries. Farming, we have self-drive tractors, GPS, down to moisture content and understanding exactly what we're doing in the fine arts of turning that grass into something that people can eat. And studying business, because if like myself, you're going to want to be a farm manager or have a diversify into agritourism, and understanding how business works and how to make money is really is key. Computer science, that was a huge transferable skill of mine coming here to Carbeth. Like I said, there's lots of paperwork and recording. At one time, we can have up to 1,000 head of animals here with the lambs and the breeding stock, and we're asked to record all the details of those for inspections, and we need to be able to pull that information up freely. And organising that is quite difficult on paper. So, yeah, Advancements. So I started to talk about this a little bit about technology and what is moving forward within agriculture. So environmental impact, obviously, we all know what's going on at the moment with regards to carbon capture and COP that's going on. So there's a lot that we're looking at here on the farm of how we can stay we're actually carbon negative, which is great. And the different types of permanent pastures, types of grass and woodlands that we can do to make sure that we're being responsible. Genetics, so science is a massive part. You know, you don't have to have your wellies on the ground like my colleagues were saying. Yes, there's a big practical element to farming. If you're interested in agriculture and feel that you're more science-based and want to be in the research element, genetics, animal breeding, and different crops, and it's something that is completely different even in the 6 years that I've been farming in. Advancements, like I say, in the GPS and engineering, in efficiencies. There's machines now that will harvest a crop. It will calculate the yield in each square meter of the field, then will tell the fertilizer and the seeding machine what part of the field needs more fertilizer and what needs more seeds. So yeah, and you can do that now from an iPad, which is fantastic. Advancements in food production and efficiencies. So again, we saw that in that very professional video from the fisheries guys about how they are producing and manufacturing food in a much more efficient way, and traceability is very important now. I won't go through all of those. I think that kind of I've covered most of those in some sort of aspect. I would say agriculture, like I say, it's a, as I said, practical science is springboard. It amalgamates a lot of what my colleagues have been saying, and the landmass that agriculture covers is huge. It's immense, and it's definitely very rewarding and something that we need a lot more input from younger people and those from outside of farming. I'm very conscious of how much time I have, and I think I'm just coming to the end, so I thought I'd just finish up with some fun fun pictures of the farm over this season. That very young lady at the bottom there is my mentor today, and some of the livestock we have on the farm, and kind of just showing some of the biodiversity in the woodlands and